And Disney decided to hire the most insufferable girl boss narcissist that exists on Earth, who hates Snow White.
If I'm Bob Iger, you know what we're doing? Emergency meeting. We're putting Snow White on hold for 2 years, and guess what?
Smart.
Pay her a couple $1,000,000, go away. We're going to bring another person to play this role.
And a lot of this is due to her behavior leading up to the film's release.
Rachel Zegler's journey from rising star to a figure of controversy took yet another surreal turn once Disney's troubled Snow White adaptation had finally opened to the public, as new rumors circulated that she was begging for money in the aftermath of the film's disastrous reception. Gal Gadot, already celebrated for playing powerful female characters, was thought to be an excellent compliment on screen. But as filming progressed, subtle indications of friction became harder to discount. Early buzz hinted at quiet tensions, averted glances, cool silences, disagreements about direction, or differing takes on how certain scenes should be portrayed. Multiple accounts suggested that such differences grew more intense over time. The swirling drama that had begun with hints of on-set disputes and tension between Zegler and her co-star Gal Gadot appeared to intensify after release, with some insiders claiming Rachel Zegler found herself scrambling to secure financial support for upcoming projects. What was initially a hopeful fairy tale remake designed to bring a fresh viewpoint to the classic ended in a storm of heightened arguments, canceled appearances, and debilitating backlash. Rumors circulated that Rachel Zegler's concept of the movie, something she constantly described as a moral or educational experience, clashed with many Disney fans who anticipated a nostalgic revisit of a cherished story. As word spread of Zegler's alleged financial desperation, industry experts wondered how a production that once inspired so much optimism could have collapsed so rapidly. From the moment Rachel Zegler was announced in the lead, there was a tangible wave of excitement among fans and insiders alike. Following her earlier breakthroughs, she represented a rising talent, someone who could honor a historically significant Disney property while bringing a modern sensibility. Already celebrated for playing powerful female characters, was thought to be an excellent compliment on screen. But as filming progressed, subtle indications of friction became harder to discount. Early buzz hinted at quiet tensions, averted glances, cool silences, disagreements about direction, or differing takes on how certain scenes should be portrayed. Multiple accounts suggested that such differences grew more intense over time, offering a chance to silence the speculation about their animosity. But Zegler was conspicuously absent.
So with Snow White, let's go through this, right? There's no prince. Woman doesn't need a prince.
Oh, Lord.
Really? Okay, good luck back then.
She explained later that she was uncomfortable with certain political themes being highlighted and felt she could not, in good conscience, endorse the event's message. The backlash was immediate, and many interpreted her decision as a direct affront to Gal Gadot. Others saw it as a matter of principle on Zegler's part. However one viewed it, the fallout had profound consequences. Disney executives had wanted the pair to present a united front, share a few heartfelt words, and appear visibly supportive. Multiple insiders reported. Once praised as a breakout talent with an alluring future, she was now viewed by some as a risky choice. Her apparent readiness to walk away from major events or clash with colleagues on ideological grounds raised concerns among producers. While Gal Gadot experienced her own share of criticism, primarily over her political views, her established track record and devoted following offered her a buffer. For Zegler, relatively new to Hollywood's highest echelons, the reputational hit came at a more fragile juncture. In an industry full of alternatives, repeated controversies frequently tilt casting directors towards safer bets. At this point, the rumor mill churned out talk that Rachel Zegler might be facing financial difficulties. With fewer offers guaranteed and the possibility that Snow White might underperform, finally erupting into full-blown disputes that placed the entire film in jeopardy. What looked like a routine promotional tour before the movie's release revealed tension not only between Zegler and Gadot, but also with other members of the production. Rumors circulated that Rachel Zegler's concept of the movie, something she constantly described as a moral or educational experience, clashed with many Disney fans who anticipated a nostalgic revisit of a cherished story. She explained later that she was uncomfortable with certain political themes being highlighted and felt she could not, in good conscience, endorse the event's message. The backlash was immediate, and many interpreted her decision as a direct affront to Gal Gadot. Others saw it as a matter of principle on Zegler's part. However one viewed it, the fallout had profound consequences. Disney executives had wanted the pair to present a united front, share a few heartfelt words, and appear visibly supportive, dismissing the notion of friction as mere hearsay. Yet by refusing to appear, Rachel Zegler only reinforced the perception of fundamental discord. Matters worsened when subsequent interviews revealed little enthusiasm from either actress about lauding the other or projecting any sense of warmth. Journalists who attended promotional photo shoots described frequent, abrupt halts, times when filming stopped because the actresses simply could not proceed side by side without hostilities surfacing, while Gal Gadot conveyed her own frustrations. Insiders revealed that she believed her commemorative event, organized to spotlight humanitarian work and political convictions, had degenerated into a fiasco in part because of Zegler's conspicuous non-attendance. Rather than fostering a sense of solidarity, the occasion highlighted their differences. Gadot supposedly complained that the unrelenting drama surrounding the project had derailed what should have been a vibrant, enchanting cinematic experience. Still, she maintained a composed front in her public engagements, being careful not to reference Zegler by name unnecessarily. She insisted the film's creative aspects deserved the spotlight. Yet reporters, eager for a controversial scoop, returned again and again to the rumored dispute, leaving little space to concentrate on the film's artistry. As a barrage of negative headlines intensified, Disney revisited its strategy. The earliest marketing had promised an inclusive, progressive retelling of Snow White's tale, one meant to resonate with today's audience while safeguarding the fairy tale splendor. But as soon as conflict spilled into the open, fans scrutinized every snippet of new footage for traces of underlying hostility. The initial enthusiasm for a forward-looking Snow White, brought to life by a gifted Latina actress, dissolved into cynicism about the fractious dynamics shaping the production. Shortly thereafter, harsh box office forecasts started to circulate. Market analysts indicated that the film, despite the Disney brand and lavish production budget, was not generating much excitement. Families who typically embrace Disney's updated fairy tales seemed put off by the swirling controversies and the sense of forced moralizing. Devotees of the 1937 original aired their displeasure, claiming this adaptation had deviated from what made Snow White so timeless. Casual viewers who might have shown up for a lavish fantasy spectacle were swayed by the steady drumbeat of behind-the-scenes drama. The film's prospects looked bleak. In the confusion that followed, more rumors about Rachel Zegler's appeals for funding emerged. Talk spread that her representatives had approached multiple streaming services and production houses, hoping to secure promising new roles or financial commitments. Concern over Snow White's uncertain box office fate apparently spurred her team into a more aggressive effort to keep her visible in the industry. Some observers cited this episode as emblematic of an actress's vulnerability in Hollywood. One day, you are on the rise. The next, your star can wane precipitously after a single misjudgment or unfortunate rumor. With Zegler's involvement in Snow White generating controversy, major studios grew cautious about associating with her.